Hi Leo, welcome back to the Divine Dojo. My name is Gabriella and I'm here to do your reading for June 30th through July 6th. So I'm going to clear the energy. I'm going to ping this really loud one time and then get into the astrological aspects that are happening and transits that are happening this week. And then we'll get into the tarot. So if you want to take a nice deep breath when I ping it and then release it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Do that one more time. All right, so today, June 30th, Monday, we have the moon in Virgo, which is conjunct Mars, which is in Leo. Mars is in Virgo. Yes, that's why it's a conjunction. Hello. Anyhow, so today is a great day to get into tackling those like little detailed projects or tasks or duties that you need to tackle, basically. Hopefully, I'll get this out to you sooner rather than later, although it's already later over here. I just can't seem to get these reading outs early enough. I'm trying to get them done Sunday, but I'm just doing so much like yard work and stuff at this house with my mom, which is hilarious to say, but anyhow, we're getting there, whatever, it is what it is. So time is an illusion, but today literally Virgo is conjunct Mars. So again, it's a good steady energy for tackling, the projects. Tomorrow and the 2nd, the moon moves into Libra, which is trine Uranus in Taurus. So tomorrow and Wednesday would be great to make like little adjustments, because in whatever those projects that you're working on, that you're tackling through, can make like big breakthroughs or big changes. So that's good. On July 4th, the moon moves into Scorpio, giving us a little bit more depth to our emotions and feelings and transformational energy. Venus ingresses into Gemini, making our communication and love connections more intellectual in a sense. So think about like mental stimulation, wanting a little bit more variety and playfulness, and like a lighter approach, a playful approach to our love and relationships. So it's a good time, especially since it is a holiday, and I think of Venus and Gemini as a social butterfly. So perfect for the holiday weekend. The 5th is still, the 4th and 5th, the moon is still in Scorpio, and then it trines Cancer as well. So it's a great time, for comfort, rest, creativity, emotional healing, self-care after the partying and the celebrating of 4th of July. Also that day on the 4th is a big day because Neptune retrogrades in Aries. So this is about like dissolving illusions about our personal identity, or like where we have been like in self-denial about like ourselves, our vision, our purpose, and our identity. So there's that. The 6th, July 6th, the moon moves into Sagittarius, which brings a little bit more optimism, bigger ideas, more creative inspiration to our lives. And then that day as well, the Venus in Gemini forms supportive sextiles with Saturn and Neptune. So Saturn is in Pisces, and then Neptune is in Aries. So Oh, and on the 7th, which technically this reading is until the 6th, but whatever, Uranus and Taurus moves into Gemini. So a lot of Gemini energy. So think about like just mental activity, you know, or a lot of being in our heads and things like that, or overthinking. So you definitely don't want to overthink, and not only that, like social media, like things are going to go on that people are going to be talking about, and you know, I'm talking about the world, so that people are going to be talking about, and there's a lot going to be going on in the news cycle and social media cycle. And so you just have to be really discerning about like what you're taking in, not only visually, mentally, spiritually, audibly, yeah. And so a lot of Gemini, yeah, a lot of fire and air. So that's what I've been saying. So let's get started with an opener, a catalyst card. I love these cards, I swear. I really do. I really do love these cards. They're a pain in the ass though to shuffle, I'm gonna tell you. All right, Spirit, what do you have to tell my beautiful Leo? Leo. Please let me be a clear and concise. Let me give a clear and concise message for the Leo collective for their best and highest good. The unseen. Spirits, not shadow work, but like the mystical, the mythic, the like, you know, the ether. I love this. We're going to see how that plays out. We're going to read that again. All right. All right, Spirit. What do you have to say for my gorgeous Leos, my handsome Leos, my beautiful Leos, my Leos, for June 30th through the 6th? Four of Wands reverse, the Hermit reverse, 10 of Pentacles upright, Three of Pentacles reverse, 7 of Cups upright, this one wants to come out, the Magician reverse. So what's up with this? What's up? What's up? So what do we got? We got Aries, Virgo, Leo, Scorpio, Mercury, and Geminizzle. So four of Wands reverse, the Hermit reverse, 10 of Pentacles upright, 3 of Pentacles reverse. And then we have the 7 of Cups upright, Magician reversed, and then the 8 of Swords reversed. Excuse me, Lord. I mean Capricorn, not Leo. What the hell am I thinking? Sorry. what is this about? Because it's like, yeah, there's been some like conflict and maybe some withdrawing and maybe some like, maybe like being alone, and you've been hoping for some opportunities, but I need to get clarity on this. This is weird. Yeah, there's something about you that you've been like kind of in like a weird mindset. What is the Four of, because in the past it seems like there was reason to celebrate, but there has been reason to celebrate, but like, and it seems like you're doing okay financially, but there's like something about like, I think you're feeling alone. I think you're feeling alone, even though you might be like surrounded by people, even though you might have opportunities, even though there's like a lot going on here, and there's like, you know, there's a lot going on, but I think you're feeling like alone. What is this about, Spirit? Yeah, maybe you've been contemplating, you know, like what are, because you seem like your finances are doing pretty good, but it seems like there's a lot of like mental and emotional energy here. And maybe something has changed that like now you're looking at like things differently, and maybe like in a longer term type of way. What the fuck? Sorry, there's some sort of like weird noise. Yeah, but I think you've been feeling alone. Yeah, because you got the Death card. It did come out. There's some sort of something happened, some sort of change, some sort of transformation happened. There's a child here, and maybe you're feeling alone, you know, like even though you have opportunities, you have people around you, you have like support, you're not feeling that way internally. But yeah, this is definitely coming to an end, because you know you have the Queen of the Nine of Pentacles here. You have the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles with the Death. So 10 and then the Death and then but you're gonna be okay, because this is like slow and steady work with the Virgo and Taurian energy. You're gonna be okay. You're doing really okay financially. Maybe a little dip or something, a little change, a little transformation. Maybe you've had to change something financially speaking. But maybe you feel alone, and like this burden has been on you. Four Cups, Six of Pentacles, and Six of, yeah, you got the 2 6s here. You got the 6 of Pentacles and then the 6 of Swords. Yeah, you're moving on from this like 4 Cup energy of like, it's gonna, maybe this week is just gonna be a little tough, you know, and like you're feeling alone, and And it's just temporary because you are, you know, going to be more in this like giving, and you'll be receiving, and you'll feel like supported, because I think like you have felt alone, and you're moving on from like that burden of like feeling or like thinking that you are alone. What is this Magician reverse about? Yeah, you have the Hangman reverse, and then you have the Ten of Cups. It is reverse, and then the Chariot reverse. Yeah, it's about looking at things from, you know, it's just surrendering to like whatever the situation is right now that's happening this week, or maybe it's like been happening, and, you know, surrendering and knowing that this too shall pass, I guess, in a way. And that feeling of being alone, even though you're probably surrounded by people and you are supported, maybe you just are feeling like that is not the case. Yeah, and this is just maybe just a little slight like misalignment. This is reverse, but, you know, we're not going to take it like a full on like negative, because I don't feel like it's negative. I think it's just emotional time, because you do have the Chariot as well. I think you got this one upright. So yeah, there, you know, there will be some movement. There will be some movement. What is this about? What is this Eight of Swords about? What is the Chariot? Well, let me ask, what is the Chariot about first? Yeah. This is just a little like lull. You know, nothing to like stress out about or whatever. It's just a little like bump in the road. Because of course, it's like you are a natural leader. You are an entrepreneur. You're definitely overcoming whatever this is this week. I think is just a little bump in the road of like emotional, mental kind of energy, negative energy, which you're gonna be fine. What is this Eight of Swords about? Cameron, what is this Eight of Swords about? Thank you. The Sun. Yeah, just like getting back to, you know, you. Getting back to you, getting back to your energy, your normal self, your, you know, I think there's just some sort of negative energy that has just gotten you down. And it's not like you're, you know, you're doing it on purpose or you're feeling this way. It's just maybe you just, sometimes we just feel those things, or sometimes it's not even our energy that we're picking up, right? So just, interesting. The unseen. So, you know, maybe this week there's just some negativity or some negative energy that you're going to be feeling like you're alone, and even though there's like people around you or what have you, you're going to be okay. It's just some sort of like little bump in the road of negativity that you're going to have to deal with, and you are totally fine. All right, let's see. What other advice do you have for Leo Spirit? I'm like all in my head. Community, yeah, it's gonna be good. Again, even though there's people around you, you might feel like you're alone, but you're gonna be fine, because you're gonna like, the community is gonna be there. You're gonna get through it with them. You're not alone. for sure, in this burden, you know, of whatever it is that has been like nagging at you, or this like little negative lull or energetic lull that you're going to feel this week. You're going to be fine, because you do have support, you do have community, you do have, even though you're feeling alone. It says, truth be told. So this is interesting because it reminds me kind of like of the unseen, right? Truth be told. Maybe there is some sort of truth that needs to come out or whatever to make you not, maybe you need to express that you are feeling alone, or whatever, like that emotion. Because I did get kind of like a heavy heart, like, oh, you know, this is weighing heavy on me, and maybe you just need to express yourself, and then you'll, I mean, you know that you are supported, but maybe you just don't feel like you're supported. So maybe expressing yourself and telling the truth about like how you're feeling, or you're scared or whatever, then, you know, it will be okay, because you will get the support you need. Interesting. Yeah, and to be fair. Yeah, and you need to be fair to yourself, right? You know, you're allowed to have, if something came to an end, or something dramatically changed, or a transformation, or something drastically happened, you know, you need to honor your feelings and what you're feeling. And, you know, you are supported, though. You are definitely supported, but maybe you need to like get it off your chest. You know, so and move on from it, because that will make it easier for you to move on from it. I'm going to pull the Mystical Shaman Oracle, because I feel there might be a message there for you. But we'll leave it at that. Leo, please let me know what this is about. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'm here for support if you need. Please let me know. So, what is the final message Leo needs to hear from you, Spirit? Come on. Talk to me. One final message for Leo, Spirit. Thank you. Soul retrieval. I forget who got this. Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily have to be as dramatic as it says, but I love that. I think you will transform the energy, the emotional, that mental stuff that you're going through this week when you speak your mind and you tell the truth, and you'll see maybe you are feeling alone, but you really will be supported. And I love this, because this is like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon, right? Which brings me back to this death card of transformation, of change, you know, something new, and there's an end of a cycle, and what happens with an end of the cycle, there's a new beginning. So starting to get allergies. It rained here, so it's like, we'll see. It's kicking up some shit. All right, what about, yeah, because I like my energy got a little like something flipped. Yeah, it's like you're ready to tell. It's up to you, and you're ready. You're ready for whatever this change, and it might be scary. It might be like weighing heavily on your heart or whatever, but it's up to you, and you're definitely ready for it. So just, you know, tell your community, your people, how you feel, and I think you're gonna not feel this like heaviness, because you're definitely going to be in this energy probably by the end of this weekend, or this weekend. Even though the moon will be in Scorpio, and it does not like being in Scorpio. So, who knows? So maybe it's just a lot of emotionality. Yeah, see, exactly. 1616. It says readjustments. And that's what it is. I think it's just emotional, mental, and like there has been some sort of transition or some sort of change that has happened, or transformation. And it says your self-control is strong enough to set things right. A new romantic or platonic friendship is on the horizon, along with opportunity to reconnect and start anew with someone from your past. Trust that everything will fall into place as you embrace these positive changes. So, yeah, and here it says overcoming obstacles, support, comfort, renewal, reconnection. So that's what I'm taking from this. You know, you take whatever resonates with you, or maybe it doesn't. You might want to check your other placements, but you're gonna be good. It's just a lot of like heaviness that I felt. So, you know, and it's probably because there's been some sort of changes and transformations, and maybe it happened, you know, I don't think you were unexpected, you know, like it was not like a tower or anything, right? But it came in pretty quick, you know, the change. So, yeah, you're gonna be fine. Let's see. Let's read the unseen, and then I'll close the reading. The spirit, it says the unseen, the spirit, the ancestor, the eternal. The unseen is just as it sounds. We cannot see it, yet it sees us, watching, waiting with wisdom, both kind and instructive. We feel this presence, sense it, intuit it, and then doubt its existence, though it rallies our attention time and time again. The energy of the unseen may come in many forms: a compelling dream, a sudden insight, a clear voice, a vision or message from a loved one who has passed to the other side. It is natural to fear these communications as they challenge our perception of what is real. When this card appears, your guides are near. Yeah, so you definitely are protected, even though like you are feeling alone, even though you have people around you. Your guides are, the eternal is present. The doorway between worlds is ajar. Listen. The sounds may seem as though they come from a distant land, but they call from your innermost chambers. And that's what it is. I think it's like, maybe these are feelings that you haven't felt before, and that's okay. Just, your soul wants to be recognized, and to do that, you know, you need to just be truthful about your feelings or emotions, or about what messages you're getting, what have you, if it is from past loved ones or something like that. And you have the support, you have the community. All right, Dios, I love you so much. I hope that was helpful. It's very intense, interesting, so interesting. I love you guys so much.